In this video we're going to be finding out if the ASICS Novablast 5 is as good as version 1. Hello everybody and welcome to FORDY Runs. My name is Chris Ford. I'm a running coach based here in the UK, and when I'm not coaching runners I'm making YouTube videos about running shoes, race day vlogs, my training and all other sorts of awesome running content. And today, like I said in the open, we're going to be taking our first look at the ASICS Novablast number 5. Now how this video is going to work, we're going to talk about the stats and features, find out what's new on version 5. I'm going to tell you the things I've liked, things I've not liked about the new version. We're going to talk about where it fits into a rotation. We're also going to look at some of its competitors. And then we're going to wrap it all up at the end, and I'm going to let you know whether you should be buying version 5 or not. Right, so before we carry on, we've got a couple of jobs to do. Firstly, I need you all to subscribe because we're trying to get to 22 million subscribers on this channel. Now we are close, but I do still need you to subscribe. And the second thing I need you to do is watch this disclaimer. Now that should be my arse covered, but I do want you to remember that I am a runner, not an influencer. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's move on. Okay team, so here it is, Novablast number 5. Firstly, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this colourway? This is like a plum sort of baby pink combo. And I kind of like it because it came with some awesome socks that match it. Right, so stats and features. This shoe releases on December the 1st and it's going to be £135. We've got the new Flight Foam Blast Max foam in the shoe. We've got an engineered jacquard mesh versus the previous woven upper. We've got the same stack as the previous model as well, 41.5 I think it is, but it's still got the same 8mm drop. We've got the AHA LO rubber outsole. We've got this like V formation something or other tongue in here that's meant to hold the tongue in position. We maintain the same comfort levels as the previous model. The shoe weighs 269 grams or 9.5 ounces in my UK 9.5, and for me it fits true to size. Okay, so that's the stats and features done real quick. Now let's have a closer look at the new version. So there's the new jacquard mesh upper. As I said, the previous version had a woven upper. This is the new outsole on the shoe, which is markedly improved. These eyelets have returned. Like I said, comfort remains a premium on this shoe. It's good news. We still have this sort of racier tongue feeling from the previous models. We've got the Flight Foam Blast Max in the shoe. And like I said, you've still got this over 40mm stack in the heel down to whatever it is, 8mm drop in total. It does look long still, which I can understand why people are concerned about the sizing, but for me it does fit true to size. Now I can't show you the thing inside with regards to the this lockdown of this tongue, but basically it's got like a piece of material here, that's locking it down, and I've had no problems with it. Right, so that's a quick look at the shoe. Now let's get on to the things I've liked, things I've not liked. So look, this is a first impressions, initial review, whatever you want to call it. I am going to come back as soon as we get it over 50 miles, which shouldn't take too long. I got the shoe early last week, so I've had a good opportunity to put some miles into it. Nothing crazy, but I've done a mixture of stuff in the shoe already. But like I said, this is a first impressions, people. And that's worth noting. You can go over to my Strava profile. Everything is public on there and you can see the miles that I'm running. Okay, let's move on. So let's talk about the foam. So this Flight Foam Blast Max is full length. Now the only shoe that features this foam at the moment is the Glide Ride Max. And I was a bit nervous when they put it onto this shoe, but I've been pleasantly surprised. This is so much softer than version 4, and I think it's massively improved the ride. It's just softer, it just feels more bouncier. I don't know, there's just something better about it than the Flight Foam Blast Plus Eco that was in the previous version. You get a nice responsive ride, you can pick up the pace in it, it's comfortable when you ease off in your paces as well. It's pretty stable. They've got relatively high sidewalls on the shoe, so that does help with stability. It's not mega soft or anything like that, but it's just a really nice blend, and it works extremely well. You've got like this crash pad under here. You can kind of feel that if you're really up on your toes, but in general, you know, if you're sort of here or that, like heel strike, and you don't tend to feel it, but if you really get up it and get on it, you can feel that sort of crash pad there. And I don't know whether that's helping with toe off, but it might well be doing that, but it is quite nice, the spring that you get off the toe. Now the upper's a funny thing. Now if you look here, you can see where it's been gathering up where I've been wearing them. And it is a funny material, this. It does sort of gather in places. And because of this colourway, it just looks a bit odd. But now there is plenty of room in there. You know, there's a bit of volume, look, in the toe box. But I don't know, this sort of gathering doesn't look so good. But anyway, we'll come on to likes and dislikes. But yeah, plenty of volume up here in terms of the toe area. Right, talking about likes and dislikes, let's crack on with that. So likes, I like the midsole a lot. I really like this outsole. It's a huge improvement versus versus the previous version. Now, I don't know where you are, but we've got all the leaves on the floor and it's like that sort of misty rain. We keep getting all that sort of stuff and it's really slippery. But this shoe versus previous versions is like, this is like a 10 out of 10 versus like a 2 out of 10 from the previous versions. The outsole on this shoe is so much better. I can't emphasise that enough. So well done ASICS for improving your outsoles. I like the lockdown, I like the comfort, I like the look of the shoe, I like the laces, I like the stability, I like the sensation when you're on your forefoot. I like the weight, I like 135 pounds. I like the fact that it's softer and more bouncy than the previous version. Now, dislikes. This is not really a Novablast anymore, and I'll come on to that in just a minute. And that's about it, to be honest with you. There's nothing really to dislike here other than this sort of gathering thing that's going on up here, but I don't know, that could just be the upper. So let's get on to that point about the fact that this is no longer a Novablast. Now, if you go back to version 1 was epic because it came out and there was like this really soft, responsive foam in there that was a bit unstable, a bit wild, a bit mental, and it was like no other daily trainer we've had before. And then everybody caught up and the Novablast sort of, I don't know, it got a bit boring. Now, what they've done with this version is they've made it, and bear with me, they've made it more comfortable, they've made it softer, and they've made it like more cushioned and, I don't know, a little bit more bounce in it, which are all good things, but they've kind of made it less mental. And I kind of like the Novablast, or I want the Novablast to be that sort of daily trainer that's a bit like, I don't know, well, a bit of a nutter. And what they've done here is they've created a very, very, very good daily trainer that, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a Novablast anymore. Now, my first impressions are that this could be one of the best daily trainers that you can buy at the moment. At £135, I think it offers great value. And the ride's brilliant. Flight Foam Blast Max is awesome, and it absolutely wipes the floor with the Ride 18, the 1080 version 14. This is close, and I'll come on to my comparisons and rotation in a minute. But I don't know, it's kind of, it's just gone to become like a normal daily trainer, and I kind of like the Novablast because it was a bit wild. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, we'll come back to that at the end of the video. So let's talk about competitors. So for me, this now closely matches the 1080 version 14. I think the Ride 18 is close, so that's got the Power Run Plus midsole in it, and we will be reviewing that shortly. You've also got the stuff from Puma as well, but I think the 1080 is probably the closest matches because this has got softer. I think this has gone more towards the 1080 than sort of those up-tempo daily trainers that we've got out there at the moment. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because the 1080 version 14 is a very good daily trainer. And I think now that's where that sort of moves towards, where I preferred this before because it was a sort of more towards like a Rebel in terms of that up-tempo daily trainer, with a little bit of sort of versatility in it. So they're probably the closest matches. Now let's talk about a rotation. So for me, I think this slots lovely into a rotation with like a super trainer. So I know the Sonic Blast is coming, which is basically this with a TPU plate in it. And you may want to stick a Super Blast 2 in there instead of that Sonic Blast. And then you've got your race day shoe. So like, let's stick with ASICS, you've got your Meta Speed shoes. So that would be a perfect 3-shoe combo. Because this is a good daily trainer, in fact, a very good daily trainer, this can mop up all the easy stuff, those sort of daily miles where you're just getting, you know, those miles done. And then your more dedicated work, you can, like I say, you use your Super Blast, you can use your Sonic Blast or whatever you've got. And then your race day stuff or your really high effort intervals and things like that, you can use a race day shoe. So that's a good rotation. Okay, let's wrap this up. Right, so for me, I think this could be one of the best daily trainers of the year, but I'm going to hold judgment until we get more miles in it. But I really like the Flight Foam Blast Max. I really like the outsole. I really like the look of the shoe, like I said. And I like the versatility of what you're going to get with this. The only downside for me is that this is becoming a proper daily trainer, which is not a bad thing, but hopefully you can sort of resonate with what I'm saying. I really liked the Novablast because it was a bit wild, but this has grown up into a very, very good daily trainer. And I say it could be one of the best daily trainers to buy because it's so versatile, and that's the key for a daily trainer. It must be versatile, and I think this could be. So yeah, there we go. That's my first impressions on it. Let me know whether you're keen to get this shoe. I know some of you guys and girls are interested to know whether that's like a budget Super Blast 2. We'll do a video about that. We'll also compare this probably against its predecessor as well, whether you're contemplating picking up the old model instead. And we'll do some other videos based around that. Maybe I'll compare it to the 1080 and the Ride 18. Please let me know if there's anything that you want me to put into the follow-up video. As I said, I'll probably be over 50 miles and then we'll report back, which shouldn't take too long. But yes, first impressions, I like this. This is a very, very good daily trainer, people. It really is. ASICS are making very good shoes at the moment. Very good shoes indeed. And I think there's something for everybody out there. And I'm looking forward to, like I said, the Sonic Blast, the Mega Blast, or whatever they're going to call it, and all these other crazy shoes that they've got coming out in this Blast range. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave me today. 22 million subscribers, people. We're close, but we're not quite there yet. Leave me a nice comment by saying, FORDY, you're an absolute legend, and I'll catch you guys later.